Hey, this is Steve at my Chiefskills, and I'm going to piggyback off what Eric has done here. Posted these recent videos on Chief Talk about building a recessed panel column, and he used solids and different modeling techniques, and he created these tapered columns with trim boards on them, and very well explained and all, but I thought there's got to be a little bit of an easier way. So I'm going to show you a different technique using a symbol, and it gets to the same end result, but in a little different way, and I think a little quicker. So let's take a look, and you can be the judge. Hey there, everybody. It's Steve at Chiefskills, and today I'm going to show you how to make this column just using two symbols, basically made from Polyline solids and a molding Polyline. And it's a fast way to make a tapered panel column. And it works great, and it looks great, and it gives you lots of flexibility. So let's get started. Show you how to do it. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is understand how this is going to be built. And this area here that's colored in light green is 2 foot square. And that's what the base of our column is going to be. But in order to accomplish that with this trim and to get the trim to line up, we're going to have a panel here that's 24, and then the trim actually extends beyond that 1 inch. So it makes it overall 26. So that's panel A. And then panel B, the trim is only 2 inches wide, so 2 plus 1 is 3. So it looks like 3 all the way around. And this panel is only 22 inches wide. And then with those two panels, we can make the column. So I've set up a little drawing here, and this is 6 feet. We're going to make it a 6 foot tall column. And this little polyline is 2 foot 2, which is 26 inches right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw a line right here. And I'm going to draw another line right off the center of this polyline. And then on this line, I'm going to open it and change the angle to 86 degrees. So that's our side angle of our column. And then I'm going to copy that and reflect it about this center right here. And that's our basic shape. Then I'm going to get this solids tool right here, the primitive tool, and just use a slab basically and just draw this and pull this in like that. And if you double click on that, you can see it's 1 inch thick and the bottom is at 0. And that is this panel right there. That's what we're making. So the next thing I'm going to do is make the trim pieces. And I'm going to use the same slab tool right here. And I'm going to click right here. And I'm actually going to extend it a little bit. And I'm going to say 3 inches, like that. Then double click this little parallel tool and rotate entire polyline and pick up this line. And then I'm going to pick up this corner right here and just snap it right there. And then I'm going to pull this down, turn my temporary dimensions off for a second, and snap to the nearest corner right there, and then pull this one down. And then I am going to do the same here, snap to this nearest corner, and pull this up. Then, it's very simply, I'm going to open this and make sure that the bottom of this piece is at 1, so it sits on top of this piece. Then I'm going to click it, copy it, and reflect it about right there. Then we need to make these like base pieces. So I'm going to copy this big panel and then paste and hold position. Then open that while it's still selected and raise it so the bottom is at 1. And then I'm just going to pull this down like this, turn on my temporary dimensions, and make this like 12 inches. You can be as specific as you want with your dimensions. I'm just kind of making this so it looks halfway decent. Then I'm going to copy this and reflect it about. Oh, I need a line, so I'm going to draw a line right here in the middle. Copy and reflect about right there. And then just manipulate this and pull it together right there. I'm going to turn my temporary dimensions off. And there you have it. Now the only thing we're missing is this molding in the middle. And for that I'm going to use a molding polyline. And this is the #1 reason why I like to draw these things in plan view, because this molding polyline tool is so much easier to use than the 3D molding Polyline. So I'm going to open that and make sure that it's set at 1 inch so it's sitting on the surface of our main panel. Then add new, and I'm going to choose a base cap. And I know I have this in here because I've done this before, but I have the basic base cap and I've made copies of it so it's laying in different directions. And this is the one I want so that it's the back edge is against this, and extrude inside is what I want. And so there's our first panel A, and so let's just take a look at it. And it's all these concrete materials, so we're just going to paint them in different colors so that you have some ability to change the texture of all these things, especially these pieces right here, these 4. But if you paint everything a different color, it gives you some flexibility later on when you're placing this symbol in your plan. So there's our panel. Now there is one more little thing we have to do to it, and that is the panel itself right here is only 24. So I'm actually going to change the length of this to 24 and center it on the main panel here. Then I'm going to click here and get this main panel and turn my temporary dimensions off and snap it right to that corner and right to that corner right there. And that is our first panel, side A. I'm going to get rid of this camera, get rid of these polylines. We don't need them anymore. And then select this and hit the little chair stool right here. And panel, side A, and I'm going to put like 100 because I've made a few of these testing things. And make sure it's a fixture exterior and say OK. And here's the secret to this whole thing. We have to rotate this. It's sitting flat on the floor right now in plan view. We need to stand it up, and we're going to stand it up 86 degrees just like the sides we made. And if you look at that now, you'll see that it is standing and leaning, which is what we want. Click OK. All right. Now we need to make panel side B, and panel side B is just this dimension. It's actually 24 inches to the trim, okay, which is what this polyline is. So what we're going to do is take this trim piece right here and just pull it back until it snaps right there. And then the only other modification we need to make is we're going to make this 22 inches and center it on the main panel. Then click our main panel and snap it to those corners. And I've turned my temporary dimensions off so I can do this. And snap it there. And then that panel is ready. That's panel side B. So let's select this. Open this and panel B 100. Panel side. Okay. And again, we have to rotate it 86 to 86 degrees on the x-axis. And that's all we need to do. Now we have A and B. Now we can make our column. So we're going to pull in A, panel side A 100. And we will rotate that around this way. And then panel side B and rotate it around vertical. And we need to snap these together, but how do you do that? Because you can't really do it like this. So I am going to do a CAD detail from view. All right, and then explode these 2 blocks. And then I like to use this point tool, and what we want to do is we want this corner to sit right there into this corner. So I'm going to put one there and one here. Then I'm going to draw a line between the 2. If I can get it to snap right there. Go Control C, go back to the floor plan, Control Alt V. Now we have snap points. We can move it with point to point right there. And we can get rid of this line. And then we just copy this and reflect it about. And we copy this and we reflect it about. There's actually another way you can join these columns without using that point-to-point method, and I wanted to show you that. So let's pull inside A and pull inside B, and then just make a polyline right here and make it 26 inches square. 26 by 26 right here. Come on. Hit enter. And then what we can do is we can take this and hit Control G and center it right here. And then use point to point and pull this one right here down to there. And then let's just rotate this and then use point to point and put it right here in the middle. And then just copy and reflect about right here and copy and reflect about right here. And since we just put them right here to our 26 by 26, we will have our column right here. And then we take a look and we should have a column. And we do right here. All done. Paneled tapered column. Easy peasy, as they would say. And then if you want to make a column, you just can click these 4 sections. Grab this little stool symbol and make a symbol. And let's call it column 100 final. And making it a fixture exterior, and then go here. And really the only thing we need to mess with is the sizing. And as you can see, it's a 1/16 of an inch off from square and just slightly off on the height. I don't know, it's an anomaly in Chief. I'm not sure why it happens, but we'll just click there and make that 0, which you can see where that would be. Here we'll go -13. And then on the height, we're going to have equal height planes from 0 to 72, say. Okay. And then we will have our symbol panel column, and we can place that wherever we want. Let's place it over here. Let's turn this around so it's facing that. And just look at this, and then there you go. That's a symbol, and we can stretch it and make it look right. It does distort the top and bottom, but I've experimented, and that's about all you can really hope for. But you can stretch it in all 4 views. Like you can make it bigger this way, make it bigger this way, and it stays, the trim pieces stay the same. And fast way to make a tapered panel column. And you can make as many panels as you want, make it as interesting as you want. And making a symbol in plan view is the way to go if you can figure out the rotation. So hope this little video helps. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.